Hello and welcome to the Change Gang podcast with me, your host, Laura Ordile. I'm here to help you hold on to your sanity and your soul as you move through big change. I'm here to guide you from frustration to flow in your life, bridging the practical and the woo, just for you. Let's go. Hey Change Gang, welcome to the week. I want to talk a little bit about bridging the practical and the woo, because I talk about that so often, and sometimes I get sidetracked into one or the other, and I don't talk often about the blending of them. I have in the past a little bit and the importance of it, but I thought I'd just reiterate it a little bit and kind of come back to it today, just because I was having a lot of thoughts around it and kind of imagining things swirling together and how interesting that is and how often we don't notice that. And it's so funny because I was listening to someone, or I see their posts a lot, and they're a pretty practical person, and so sometimes they will step in and make fun of, or I don't want to say bash, but not really be supportive of the woo world and the woo side of things. They'll make fun of that a lot. But then I see how they talk about the things that happen in their life and the ways that it has come about, or the intuitive moments that they've had, or something. They probably don't use the word intuitive, but what they describe as an intuitive moment. And it made me realize that sometimes people don't really look at how much we do bridge the practical and the woo. And yes, we lean into one or the other often, but sometimes people don't want to acknowledge that they're using the universal energy out there just because they do think, oh my gosh, I'm not a woo person, or I don't believe in the woo, or I don't think that that's a good way to go because I'm a business person. And so they're afraid to really say, yeah, that is a bit woo, and I do use that in my life. And there are a lot of people that are kind of closet woo people. They do it behind the scenes, or they do it without even knowing, honestly. There's a lot of people that don't acknowledge the intuition or the psychic things that come through for them. They just say it's a gut feeling. It's a gut feeling. But intuition guides us in ways that people often don't recognize. Intuition is our first sense, as I so often say, and it guides the other senses. It lets us hear, see, all of those things, feel all of that, and it interprets it through that and gives us information. And so when you have that feeling, that gut feeling, or you just know something, or you think, I should turn left instead of right, that's your intuition giving you information. And it's important, I think, that we know that, because then you're able to use it even more and access it in times that you want to, so that you can step in and look and say, hey, is this the right move for me? Should I take this job that's coming up, or should I stay in the one that I'm in? And when you go to your intuition and you tap into that and you look at it and go, okay, so if I stay in this job, what does that look like for me in 6 months? Or if I take this job, what does it look like for me in 6 months, a year, however long? What are the effects that those paths are going to have on my life? And that's what intuition gives to us. It shows us at that point the likely possibility of what that's going to look like if you make those choices. Absolutely, there's always things that change and modify and adjust. But overall, if you're looking in a good way and you're practicing with your intuition, it's going to give you good information. And oftentimes, yes, you do have to practice and work with it so that you can interpret often what those things are that you're feeling, that you're sensing, that you're seeing. The signs that you get can be a part of your intuitive language. But if you're just going along, going, oh, well, yeah, that's not practical, so I'm not going to learn about that anymore, then you're missing a whole wonderful side of the world that is there for you. And it's going to show up anyway, because we bridge the practical and the woo on a daily basis. You're inside of that universal energy because you are on this planet alive right now. So you are using the energy that negotiates and determines where you're going to be. And the way that you're engaging that is through your thought processes, through your feelings, through your emotions, through your imaginings that you want, through what some people call goals, right? That's the practical side of it. Visualization might be the woo side. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And you're using the same energy. Some people are using it in a way that is a lot easier and they kind of go in the flow. Some people think they're going to do it by sheer will. And so it's going to be a little bit longer, harder process. They'll probably get there. But when you can combine that and use the energy that's there for you, oh my goodness, you get places and situations and understandings that are so much better. It's just so much better. That's probably not the right grammar. They're just better. And you don't have to deny that those things are there. You can. You absolutely can. But why? Why not use them? Why not build that bridge between the practical and the woo? And you know what? For the people who are just in the woo world and denying that you do actually have to do something out in the world to allow those things to happen, that's the same thing as on the other side where the practical is denying that they're using the universal energy. You have to function and live in this world. You have to get up and you have to brush your teeth and you have to maybe drive to where you need to be. You have to make money. You have to do all those things. So the practical is a part of our life. You have to put things in motion to get where you want to be. As far as I know right now, most people do not just teleport, to my knowledge. That could totally be happening out there and I'm just not aware of it. But right now you have to put things in motion. And so with that, know that it's an incredibly powerful process to bring those two together, to bring together the woo that you use, whether that woo is intuition. Maybe you access that intuition through different things, through cards, through oracle cards or tarot cards, or through colors. And I know someone that uses crystals and gems in their intuitive process, and they use that. People have for years used runes to do that, like Nordic runes. That's an intuitive process, and it's amazing. And you know what? Numerology is a great way, and it's very woo to some people, but it's very useful and incredible and very accurate, as is astrology. Astrology isn't all about just what's my sign or what's your sign. It has incredibly amazing information to help you move through your life in a way that allows you to bring the things that are difficult and the things that are really easy for you, and to blend those so that you move down the road in a really smooth, comfortable way. The best way possible. It's not always going to be smooth and perfect and wonderful. We live in a life that change is happening, always. But it allows you to navigate that change in a way that lets you be okay and not move into the difficulties in a way that you have to be bouncing down the road, hitting your head off this or hurting yourself on that or feeling too emotional in this way. So it really does guide you in bringing the best possible parts of yourself together to do things in the way that you're meant to do them in this world. Astrology is an incredible science, and it is a science. So just so you know that. That's all I wanted to talk about, was to just know that it's a great way to go into the world and the life that you live by bringing together and bridging the practical and the woo. And if you ever want to talk about the best way for you to do that, absolutely get in touch with me. I would love to do that. I would love to have that conversation and talk about which one works really well for you, or what's a good direction for you to lean into. And oftentimes that is going to be by looking at your astrological chart. I'll say that right now. So there you go, my friend. I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead. And as always, I'll meet you right here next week, same time. Ciao. I hope today's episode was interesting to you in some way and fun. If so, hey, find someone to share it with. Maybe they need to hear it too, or maybe they'll just enjoy it. If you'd like, go ahead and grab my tips on supercharging your success. It includes a free short meditation to do just that. You can find that at bit.ly/supercharge your success. Until next time, happy day.